I don't think you need to start with a big idea to make an application. It could be something relatively small. For example, we had an application which involved a centre looking at how they were going to make the best possible provision for a child with a disability who was coming to join them.
And the question that is often asked the judges and the expert panel, do we need to get a professional scriptwriter to script the pages in the video? And that's not the case at all.
They need to look at multiple types of evidence. They need to think about student voice, parent whānau voice, and teacher voice. They need to look at outcomes for children, not just in terms of data, not just in terms of changes in achievement, for example. They need to look at outcomes such as changes in children's attitude, changes in the way that children engage, changes in kids' skill and competency levels. All of those things need to be part of the picture that you paint for your entry.
It's about any school that has a wonderful story to tell about how great their learning space is. That's what this awards is about, to make sure that those stories are told. And they do reside in all sorts of spaces, rural schools, Māori schools, different types of ethnic environments.
The connection between the best evidence synthesis and an application really has to be made clear, and I think that's looking at what are those domains in the best evidence synthesis. For example, you've really got to make a connection in your application between the ways in which teaching and learning have changed and the way in which that engagement with the child has changed.
In the judging process, the importance of a variety of voices is very, very important. There's not been one instance a judge has gone out to a school and not wanted to talk to past pupils, Board of Trustees, police, SIFs in some instances, past staff. It's all part of the package.
It would be a great idea if people actually look at those levers of learning and think about what they have done in relation to them. So looking at those educationally powerful connections, looking at the ways in which leadership has either driven this or supported the development that you want, and then looked beyond that to how have we sustained a cycle of inquiry so that we've got continuous real-time information that helps us shape our development in a way that's ultimately going to arrive at what it is that we want as outcomes.
One of the things the judges look at quite closely is the sustainability. If you took a major player out in that whole excellent scenario, would it still be sustainable going forward?
When people are putting data into their entry, they need to show us the significance of it. Why is that data there, and why is that data important, and what is that data showing? It may be self-evident to them because they've been working with it, but we are new to that information. We need to be able to see how it connects through to the valued outcomes that they want for their children.
The most important piece of advice I think I would give to any school would be to tell the story as it is. Don't dress it up, because the expert panel will see through that if it's cosmetic, and that's not what they're looking for. But it is a great stocktake of how well you and your staff are doing against national criteria. It is a super innovation.